Hello, class of 2023. This is Mr. Legg checking in with you on our ICAP lesson this week. And wanting to say welcome to those of you who are coming back. As you can see, maybe behind me, I am at our school only for my second day so far and hope to see some of your faces. But otherwise, of course, I'm here to support you all. And with ICAP, your individual career and academic plan, we are discussing your post-secondary goals. So let's go ahead and move forward because I have a lot of information for you. Just to kind of get started, want to make sure that you get logged onto your portal. We're going to have that open in a separate tab, but I want to give you time, each of you, to go ahead and get logged onto your student portal. So make sure you are there. Make sure you have that tab open. Now I'm going to ask you to pay attention, of course, while I'm giving the lesson, but I will ask you to come back to this. It'll be very easy if you have this tab open. Okay. Once you hit student portal, of course, you can click on my ICAP plan. So take the time to go ahead and do that. Now, these are weird and uncertain times. With COVID, with the closures and everything, these are weird and uncertain times. But high school, is already a weird and uncertain time for students. Fear of the future, fear of not knowing what the future holds. That already is a part of high school life, and just getting to know yourself, getting to know how you relate to others, growing, puberty, all that stuff. That is all creates an environment that can be really difficult to get through. And now we add COVID and the closures and virtual learning and everything else that comes with it, the loss that we have with families and friends, and that makes it even more weird, uncertain, and difficult. And so, as we go into this lesson, the one thing I want to make sure to tell you is do not let fear and lack of information prevent you from getting what you deserve. Our students, again, already have this problem without COVID, but we definitely see during these times of closures, virtual learning, and COVID, that even more so, students are starting to make decisions. Our seniors are making decisions out of fear. They're making decisions based upon stuff they don't really know about. They haven't asked questions about. They don't have all the information about, and their parents don't have all the information about. Excuse me. So I would ask that each one of you make sure that you do not make your decisions based upon fear, and that you not make them based upon lack of information, and that you reach out to someone like myself, Mr. Leggs, Miss Wickers, Miss Welch, one of your teachers, one of our deans, one of our assistant principals, whoever it may be, to help kind of talk you through some of the fears you may have, and to help talk you through some of the information that you don't have that maybe we can help provide, so that when you're making decisions, you could be making them with information. So I'm going to try to give you some information to work with today. And I'm going to ask that you make sure to have your phones ready to take pictures for any information that you might want to go back to, any information that you want to take a second look at, or information that you need in order to look deeper into. This video will also be available to your teachers who can share it with you. But again, I want to make sure that you have access to this information. So first thing we're going to go over is what are our questions for today? What are our ICAP questions? And they are based on what colleges you're looking for, what colleges are looking for, excuse me. I need to do the following to improve my application. And I crossed out colleges because we're not only talking about colleges. Yes, we're talking about colleges in general, but we're also talking about community colleges. We're talking about technical schools. We're even talking about employers. What are they looking for when they want you to come work for them? What do they want when they're considering you for a scholarship? What do they want when they're considering you for a college application? And then question number 4, my current post-secondary goal includes, again, my current post-secondary goal includes. So let's take a look here. So last time we talked about post-secondary goals, and just want to go over that again real quick. Secondary school is an old term for high school. Post means after. Post-secondary means after high school. So when someone says, what is your post-secondary goals, or what are your post-secondary goals? They're asking, what do you want to do after high school? What are your plans for after high school, more specifically? Not just what you want to do, but what are you planning? What would you like to happen in the future? Or what are you going to make happen in the future after you graduate from high school? And those plans start now. And so I want to make sure we discuss your post-secondary options. So after you graduate from high school, you can get into a job or career, get in the military, technical school or technical college, community college, and college and university. And we'll continue to talk about these so you know the difference specifically, but not going to go into depth with that right now. The last session that we had together, we were talking about question 3, or we were looking to answer question 3. And question 3 was, based on my current GPA, here are some Colorado school or colleges that I could attend. List 2 or more. So that was the last question in your My ICAP plan. It's your first question of the third quarter. So if we take a look, one thing I provided you was this index, and the index allowed you to match up your GPA with a test score, which you wouldn't have taken yet, but say, for instance, your SAT score, and basically determining what kind of, whether you were competitive to be able to attend our college or not. And I'm not going to go in depth again into this right now. I just want to make sure you know it exists and also provide you a link to access it in the future. Excuse me, right there at the bottom. So you see that it's bit.ly/ICAP index. It also has a second page with some additional information that may help you understand how the index works a little bit better. But again, it takes your GPA, which is to the left, and your SAT score or ACT score, which is at the top. And basically you line those up to figure out what your index score is. And the second page that I'm referring to that's in this link tells you more about the schools in Colorado that you may be competitive for. This is just general information. Please use it just to explore, but ask more questions of your counselors and representatives here at the school. So in general, I want you to take a look at our colleges, community colleges, technical schools, technical colleges. And in general, these are some targets for the GPA you might want if you want to attend some of these schools. So I have it separated. First, you've got colleges and universities. So if you have a 3.7 to 4.0, 4.0 basically being a straight A student, then that makes you competitive for some of our more competitive schools here in Colorado. University of Denver, Colorado School of Mines, Colorado College. Okay. Now, none of this is exact. We have students who score below that also get into these schools, but we're just talking about what helps make you competitive. Students with a 3.25 to 4.0, those students are competitive for University of Colorado schools. That includes Denver, Boulder, Colorado Springs, and the Anschutz Medical Campus. Colorado State University, which is at Fort Collins and Pueblo, maybe Regis University, University of Northern Colorado, Colorado Mesa, and Western Colorado. And then those who are maybe at a 2.5 to 4.0, so a 2.5 is kind of a BC average. You're looking at universities like Metro State and Adams State. Now, we have students with less than a 2.5 that get into those schools. Those schools have high acceptance rates, meaning they accept a lot of the students that apply. But in terms of your preparation, whether you're ready, whether you're doing the things that are going to help you get there, you're going to have a better chance with at least a 2.5. And then community colleges. Community college, basically all you have to do is graduate from high school. So while I list 2.0 to 4.0 here, that is not a requirement. That is just, again, giving you an idea. And so some people say, well, why would you go to a community college with a 4.0? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but there's reasons to do that. Some of that is related to cost. Some of that is relating to the cost of the school they eventually want to go to. And they want to save money. Some of that may relate to immigration status. There's quite a few different considerations. We've had great students move on to community college, and that is not a bad move whatsoever. But you see I have 3 schools listed here: Community College of Aurora, Community College of Denver, Red Rocks Community College. And then lastly, our technical schools and colleges. So these are the schools that help provide training for certification for specific jobs like welding, like auto mechanic, certified nursing assistant, early childhood education, uh, barbering, cosmetology. So if you want certification, there are schools that you can go to, technical schools and colleges, that can help get you those certifications. And they don't necessarily have GPA requirements. But all of these schools require that you have a mindset that is going to help you be prepared to study, to be prepared to learn. And so if your GPA is below 2, you've got to really think about whether you have the right habits to be successful in moving forward in learning. It doesn't mean you're not smart enough, but do you have the right habits? Are you building the right skills? And so the reason I listed these is if you needed help answering that question number 3, which is in your My ICAP plan, which should be, your quarter 3 question for My ICAP for 10th grade, you should put these schools here, any one of these schools, as the ones that you would consider, and make sure that right now your grades should line up with where you want to go. So if you're going to put down University of Northern Colorado, that's not really, and you have a 2.0 GPA, that's not really lining up. That doesn't mean that that's not where you want to go, but what you have to realize is right now you're not doing the things that are going to help make that a reality. So again, you can go into My ICAP plan. You can go into your current plan and go to your 10th grade questions and answer quarter 3 questions. If 10th grade isn't showing, select on historical plan, and hopefully you can choose your 10th grade plan. If you're having problems, that's okay. Just keep moving forward, and feel free to send me an email or talk with your teacher. Click Save Responses after you answer that question. So that was question for quarter 3. Now I'm going to have you go back to your student portal. I'm going to have you click on See All Apps. Go to Maya Learning. So again, once you've made sure you answer quarter 3, which you should have done last time, but save your answer, go to See All Apps, go to Maya Learning. So last time what we also did is hopefully you added some schools that you were interested in. And that the way you did that was on the left-hand side, you clicked universities to help search for colleges. And if you take a look here, you can actually search by location. And in this case, what I did is I selected Colorado. You see I highlighted it underneath the location. You can also go up to the top and search Colorado, but what happens is if you search Colorado, that'll just give you schools with Colorado in their name. If you go to locations and you choose Colorado, then you're going to get all the schools in Colorado. So this one I did a search for Colorado, and it gave me 38 universities. Okay, so that was only with the name Colorado in the university. When I just searched by location with Colorado, it found 110 universities. So basically, it has a record of 110 universities, colleges, schools, including community colleges, including technical schools. So again, we're not only talking about college, we're talking about career as well. Okay, and I can't tell you enough. I am talking about college. You'll hear me talk about college a lot, but we are also talking about career because we know everyone is not focused on college. We want to give you the option to, but you may not be focused, and that's okay. So you'll see here one of the first schools that came up with Adams State University. You can select next to your university the heart over to the right side, and that just means it's adding it to your list of schools you're interested in. Otherwise, you can just click on the school name and get more information about the school. When you click, you'll get more information about the school. And if at that point you decide you want to add it to your list that you're considering, select the heart where I've put a heart there. Okay, so again, we wanted to make sure to choose approximately 2 schools, if not more, in Colorado that you're interested in just by selecting the heart. Now we're going to move forward to today's lesson. So I want to share with you things that schools and employers care about. So like I said, this is not only about college. This is also about your future, your career. And so in general, some employers do actually care about grades. Some do care about the classes you've taken or test scores you've achieved. They still tell them something. Often they don't require it, but you might find as someone who's graduated high school that they're looking for that information on your resume. The resume being the document that you provide them that shows how you've done in school, what you've done in school, the classes that you've taken, and the grades you've received. So things that schools and employers care about: grades, classes, and test scores. And the second item I have is extracurricular activities. Now, you may wonder why an employer might wonder about your extracurricular activities, but basically, as a 10th grader, if you're getting a job, as an 11th grader, if you're getting a job, your application often looks just like other 10th and 11th graders. Not very much information: your name, your address, and where you go to school. But if you're able to give them more information about the things you do, about the things you care about, that they're going to care about, that is helpful, especially when those things show leadership, volunteerism, commitment, and responsibility. So when we talk about extracurricular activities, we could be talking about a sport. We could be talking about volunteering at your church. We could be talking about a job. We could be talking about babysitting for family or community members. Those all show commitment and responsibility. And in some cases, the activity that you may do, a club at a school, a captain on a sport team, may show leadership. So these are important things that schools and employers care about when they're looking at your applications to apply. Grades. The thing I need you to know right now is you've told less than half your story in high school. You have not yet finished 10th grade. You still have 2.5 years basically to tell your story. And your transcript becomes a story. And so if you're struggling, it's not too late. You still have the ability to tell your story, and your transcript will tell a story. So if you struggled last year, if you struggled the first semester of this year, then you have the ability to show them, from here on out, these were my grades. Or from here on out, these are the improvement in my grades. It might not have moved up to straight A's, but you can see a slow and gradual improvement possibly. And what that means is you learned something. You did better. And they might want to know what you learned or what you did better. But realize only less than half of your story is told right now. So it's not too late. There's really no time like right now to start fixing things, to start addressing things. And like I said, it doesn't have to turn around overnight. If possible, you want to have a 3.0 grade point average. So a 4.0 in general is an A. That means you have straight A average. 3.0 is a B average. A 3.5 is basically a mix between A and B. A 2.5 is a mix between C and B. 2.0 is a C. A 1.0 is a D. So you want to be at a 3.0. Okay, and the reason I say that is that's going to give you more admissions options, whether you're talking about college, community college, or technical college. It gives you access to more scholarships and programs, and specifically in high school. I connect students with a lot of programs, but most of them have requirements for your GPA, and most of them start at about 3.0. Not all of them, but most of them do. So give yourself a chance to have access to all of this by making sure you're at a 3.0 minimum. And if you don't get there until senior year, you will miss out on some of the opportunities before then, but you'll have opened up some of those opportunities come your senior year. So again, it may take time. That's okay. And remember, grades are really only one part of your picture, but they are probably the most important part. It's something very easy for someone to see and look at when you provide your transcripts, when you provide your grade information. It's quick and easy for them to be able to look at that and tell whether you take yourself seriously or whether you learned over time again. So only part of the picture, but probably one of the most important. And then the last thing I'll tell you is your path may be different than you expected, but your goal doesn't have to be. So you may have thought you were going to come into high school and just kill it and get straight A's and do great, and life was going to be dandy, and you're going to get scholarships and go to the college you want. And things may have changed. Things may have changed just because high school was difficult. Things may have changed because once we went to virtual learning, it got really difficult for you, or you just stopped being motivated and didn't do what you needed to do. Whatever the case, just remember Again, this is only less than half of your story. And so things may look different. You may start off not at the university you want to go to. You may not start off with the grades that you want to have, but that doesn't mean your goal has to change. Sometimes it does, but it doesn't mean your goal has to change. You might start off at a different school and then eventually transfer to the school that you always wanted to go to, say, for instance. You might start off with a different job and then end up with the job that you wanted. Your goals don't have to change, but sometimes realize your path is going to change, and more often than not, it is going to change. Picking your classes. I'm just going to go over this real quickly, but picking your classes, you're going to be coming up, having an opportunity to kind of go through your classes and pick them. And the main thing I would tell you is make sure to use it as an opportunity to explore your interests. We have engineering, we have manufacturing, we have a foreign language with Spanish, we have band, we have music, we have ROTC, we have gym, we have computer, we have business, we have technology, we have arts, we have several different options for you to make sure that you try. Even with your core classes, environmental science, chemistry, physics, the different content areas for social studies. There's so many different options coming up with social studies. So please make sure that you understand that use this as a time to explore. And what that means is you're going to have some lemons. And when I say lemons, that means you're going to pick a class that you don't enjoy. And what I would tell you to do with that is make sure that you take the opportunity while you're in that class to learn something about yourself, about the material, about a new skill. Make sure you take that time while you're in that class, maybe that you're not enjoying, to learn something. Get through that class, get a good grade, and then hopefully you're not in it anymore after that. Talk with your counselor and see what you can do. But because you're going to explore, you're going to have some limits. Okay? Let me turn this radio off real quick. All right, sorry about that. Do not pick classes based on who your friends are choosing. What you need to know is, it's great to be around your friends, but after you graduate, hopefully your friends are still your friends, but you will likely be pursuing very different things. And so if you're picking based upon your interests and about what you want to do in the future, you do not want to be picking based upon whether your friend is going to be in your gym class or your art class or your engineering class. You want to make sure that you've picked based upon what interests you or what you want to explore, and enjoy other time with your friends. It doesn't mean you're not going to have classes with your friends, but that's bound to happen. But when you're picking your classes, don't make that a priority. And especially when you look at COVID, you see, now we weren't even really been able to be with your friends. You never know what's going to happen, so don't pick based upon that. Make sure that you pick classes that will challenge you, prepare you for your next steps, and help you learn new skills. Whether we're talking about college or career, when it comes to your senior year, some students want to take it easy, and I say I understand that, but you want to be preparing yourself for college, or you want to be taking classes that prepare you for your career. Now, this is something I'm going to go through quickly, and that is wanting to make sure that you know that there are options for you in high school to spend half your day here and half somewhere else to focus on the career that you may be interested. So you'll see the school's name is CEC Early College. It's downtown near Illich's, and we have students who take their math and English and maybe one other class here, and then they go and spend their day focusing on biomedical sciences, construction, culinary arts, criminal justice, audio engineering, automotive technology, manufacturing, just like we have here, business management and architecture. Those opportunities exist. Here are additional career opportunities that exist that you can learn at CEC for free while you're also taking classes here. So again, this is focused on career. If you're not interested in the things you learn every day in school and you don't feel like they apply to you, this is a reason why you would want to do this type of program. But the only way you can do this program is if you're passing your classes here. If you're on track, if you're taking care of business, then we have the ability to get you to go over there. If you are not on track, then you don't have access to this. So this is a reason why you need to take care of some of those classes maybe that you're not as interested in, or those classes that you don't like, is so that you can get access to this. You'll see they've got fashion design, sports medicine, welding, a lot of great opportunities, medical careers, certified nursing assistant, video game design. Excellent. And then these are the type of classes that align with students who are more focused on technical schools, technical colleges like Emily Griffith or Pickens. So I'm going to provide more information on this later in the year. So you're not going to get any links or anything like that right now. But I am going to give you this bit.ly. Take a picture if you want to figure out more about those programs. bit.ly, DMLK, CEC programs. Take a picture. All right. So what you do matters. Your extracurricular activities, those things that you are involved in, they matter. So when we talk about extracurricular activities, we're talking about programs and areas of interest that will allow you to connect to opportunities that will help you have a better or be a more competitive candidate for college and career goals. They also tell others what you care about and what skills you have. So extracurricular activities are very important. That's one of those items we said schools and colleges care about. It shows what you care about. And so one opportunity we have here at our school is the volunteer club. It is student-led. I work with a group of students. In fact, one of your 10th graders is one of the leaders for this group. So volunteer club, we meet on the first and third Wednesdays of the month. We meet by Google Meets, and our code is DMLK VC team. So we meet next Wednesday, and we'd love to have you. We work with food banks. We've done holiday cards for detained immigrants. We've stayed active throughout COVID, throughout these closures. We've stayed active and have done activities and have some planned activities in the future at Florida Pitt Waller, working with young students there, and at a local food bank, helping out people in need. So DMLK VC team, 2:30 to 3:30 next Wednesday. We'd love to see you. Take a picture. MC Squared. MC Squared is a paid internship at Children's Hospital. It's one of the most competitive internships out there, but every year we have 3 to 4 interns who get the chance to get a paid internship at Children's Hospital, and they also get further support from sophomore year all the way to senior year and even after in the medical field from Children's Hospital. There are not many opportunities in the medical field to get help. Right now, I'm just collecting information on students who are interested. So you see the bit.ly there. If you go there, put your information, I'll make sure to give you more information about MC Squared, a paid internship at Children's Hospital in one of many departments. It is a truly awesome experience. So take a picture and let me know you're interested. ACE mentoring program. This is for students interested in architecture, construction, or engineering. Please make sure if you have an interest in any one of those fields, this is a great opportunity. It's free. It's a mentor program. You also get access to internships, field trips, scholarships, and other great opportunities. They meet once a week. You get to pick Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday for 2 hours. It's virtually right now. It may eventually be in person. When it's in person, they might reduce the number of days that you have available access to. But right now, it can be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It's 9th through 12th grade, so you can join. They actually started last week, but they're still accepting students. These are the type of opportunities that can change your life. If you get involved and engage, you get to meet someone in any one of these 3 fields and get to explore all 3 of these fields to see whether they're for you. So to get access to it, please take a picture here, and you can either watch the video, you can go on a virtual tour of the program, or you can go to the application. And you want to apply as soon as possible. You might even, if you just choose Wednesday or Thursday, you might even be able to start tonight if you complete the application right away. Also has a parent approval that you have to do too. So take a picture, architecture, construction, or engineering. Ladies, coming up pretty soon, February 26th, I have a Empowering Our Women of Tomorrow Youth Leadership Conference at the University of Denver. It's hosted by Pi Lambda Chi Latina sorority. Now, it is a Latina sorority, but they are a multicultural sorority. You see left and right, they have students from all across different races, but it is primarily a Latina sorority. But what I'm telling you is this is a conference for women who are interested in being leaders, who want to learn how to be leaders, and who want to know about college, about life from students who have gone through similar experiences as them. So if you're interested, please take a picture, go to the bit.ly right below, and I will send you information on that. We'll want you to apply by this week if possible. I've already provided this information before, but this is the University of Pre-Health Scholars Program. Again, another unique free opportunity in the medical field. They help you throughout high school, graduation, and also help with scholarships. And there is a summer program that consists as well. It's through the University of Colorado at their Anschutz campus. The main thing is you get access to opportunities that people don't get access to until college and even after they graduate college and get into graduate school. So take a picture, go to that bit.ly and let me know that you're interested. I already have a couple of students who have. Metro State After School Program, want to make sure you know about that. Our Metro State After School Program from 2 to 4 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. These are some of the activities that they do. We want you to come and join and be a part of us. If you need something to be a part of that is both fun and have activities and actually need help with school, this is one way to do it. Also connecting with the university. So you'll see the bit.ly there. Send the bit.ly, go to the bit.ly and let me know you're interested. I'll get you information. Otherwise, if you just look at that link, take a picture, bluejeans.com. That is like their Zoom or Meet. If you use that link, that'll take you directly to their session, 2 to 4, Monday through Thursday. Homework help, access to a university, access to tutors, access to fun activities. And so last thing, quarter 4. So based on what colleges, employers are looking for, I need to do the following to improve your application. So what do you need to do? Do you need to improve your grades? Do you need to get involved in extracurricular activities? Do you need to take classes that help you know whether you're interested, so that if you're interested in engineering and you want to go to an engineering school, well, that's one way to improve your application, is showing that you're investing in yourself in that field. And then your current post-secondary goals. What things do you need to do to make sure that, or not what things you need to do, excuse me, but what is your goal? What are your goals for the future? What do you want to do after you graduate from high school? So again, I'm going to go to my ICAP plan, answer your quarter 4 questions, make sure to save them, and then we'll connect at our next ICAP meeting. I know it's a lot of information. I'll kind of recap some of it next time when we come around. But the main thing is invest in yourself. Have fun as a high school student, but take yourself seriously too. You deserve it. And we want you to have what you want. If that's college, if that's career, if that's military, whatever it is, we're here to support you. Don't ever forget that. Thank you very much.